Good morning. This week, as we continue to journey through Lent, a season of letting go, of learning what it means to let go and live perhaps more simply, to draw on the deeper wells and springs of life that bring meaning and hope and peace to our troubled world and often our troubled lives. This week, the theme of letting go rings deeply and clearly in my own being. Letting go is hard. I remember when I left home for the last time, when I was getting married, of leaving my bedroom, the place where I'd grown up, the home, the space where I'd played with my brothers and learned from my parents and lived through the good and the hard and the becoming of a young adult. And then when some years later, when the house was finally sold, when my father and stepmother moved further away, going in, and even though there'd been many changes in the house since I'd left it, of saying farewell, letting go of this home and all its memories. Letting go is not always easy. It brings back the things that connect us, the roots that hold us in a place. But it's the same with people and animals. I remember sitting in a vet surgery several times with our dogs at moments when their life is coming to an end. Sometimes it's been a gentle and slow process of, is it now, is it? And sometimes it's sudden. And they have to have a needle putting them to sleep to stop the suffering. And that sense of letting go of this faithful, loving animal is the most difficult thing. And learning to live without them, without their constant attention and affection and wanting to play. Of letting go of the people in our lives who are very close to us, family and close family members and friends, but others who share our life in many ways. Who move away and we have to farewell, or who die and we say goodbye in the ultimate way and have to let go. Last week we farewelled a dear friend and colleague, Vladimir. A process of letting go. It came as a surprise, a shock to us, his death. And letting go is hard. Going back through the memories and the associations and the connections and the stories and putting some of those together for his memorial service. Letting go is hard. But also letting go of the things we accumulate and acquire. Of letting go of the controls that we think we have over our life and of people. And when things happen, health problems or crises or other things, and we realize that our grip on life and is thin. We don't have the control we think we have. And life appears in a different way, a different place. It slips through our fingers. Letting go is not easy, but it's a big part of life. The journey through life, the journey into growth. This week, one of the stories is an ancient story, a kind of a metaphorical, symbolic start to the people of the Hebrew people. This couple, Abram and Sarai, who become Abraham and Sarah, patriarchs and matriarch of the Hebrew people, are spoken to by God. Abram, pack up everything and go. Leave your home and the city and your family and your roots and your connections. Leave it and go. Pack up what you can and go. And they're not given a destination, just a direction. Go. I will lead you to the place that I'm leading you to. But their life is a journey. They don't settle in one place. They move through what is named as the promised land that their ancestors will discover much later and settle in. But they are nomadic. moving, constantly moving, engaging in new experiences. They take steps in faith and trust in this God, and then steps back where they try and regain control for themselves. It's a two-way thing of moving away and then moving back. What does it mean to let go? What does it mean to let go of the control and the security and the comfort we think we have and put our faith in this mysterious God who calls us into the unknown? And that's the journey we're invited into. In a gospel story, a New Testament story this week, there's this figure, Nicodemus, a Pharisee, a religious leader, who comes to Jesus in the darkness, a metaphor for his own life. The darkness of his own life. One who should know, who should have wisdom, comes to Jesus because in him he sees the wisdom that he lacks in himself. And he comes wanting to know this way into life. And Jesus says, but you're a religious leader, shouldn't you know? And then he goes on to say, you must be born again, must be born from above, must be born anew. And Nicodemus is confused. I can't be born again. How can I enter my mother's womb and be, He says, no, you must be born above, born of spirit, born anew, born in a new way. You have to let go of the control and the belief systems and the things that crowd in on your life and hold you, and trust in that which is unknown. Trust in that which you can't see. Trust in that which is of spirit, of God. And he goes on to say that the Spirit blows where it will. And it's like the wind. The wind comes. We know where it's coming from, but we don't know where it's going because sometimes it swirls around and switches and changes direction. When we think we got a grip on the wind, we haven't. We can't control it. And the Spirit's like that. In these stories, we're invited into the place of letting go, of surrender into the mystery and wonder that is God. It's counterintuitive, countercultural, and very difficult. I can't quite put myself into the journey of Abram and Sarai, of packing up and leaving, not with a destination, not with a plan, but with a faith. A faith in a God who will lead them, who makes promises, but promises where they can't see the way through to this promise being realized. And they try and take control and make these promises fulfilled, but they mess it up and they have to let go. And when they let go, they discover God is there and there's a direction. And I must say, in my own life and experience, when I try and take control of things and make them happen in the way I think they should, it often comes unstuck. When I let go and surrender and trust in this infinite mercy and grace and mystery of God, things happen in a way I don't understand. I can't control. And I stand back with awe and wonder and say, wow, God is there. This journey in Lent invites us to let go. To let go of the things that we're gripping onto, the seductions, the compulsions, the possessions, let go and to trust in this infinite God. Amen.